All right, well, Charlamagne, I'm so honored to have you here. Thanks for coming on My View.
Laura, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
You did Breakfast Club. I had to return the favor.
Yeah, we're trying to reciprocate. I appreciate that
That's
very
right.
much. So look, we're 6 months into President Trump's second term in office. Now, I know you've been critical. You've had your bones to pick with President Trump. If you took his name out of it and looked solely at what has happened, the policies and the things that have changed around the world and in our country over the first 6 months, how do you rate his presidency so far?
I wouldn't give it a good rating,
Why not?
simply because, the least of us are still being impacted the worst. Like when you look at something like, the big, beautiful bill, that's something that, I'm going to benefit from because of the time.
Yo, this is so funny. I can never understand why the Democrats or these liberals can't give Donald Trump his props, bro. I just can never understand this. They will always try to discredit him for any little thing. For any little thing, man. This don't make any sense to me, bro.
Bracket that I'm in, but there's going to be so many people that's hurt by that bill, and anything that takes away Medicaid from people and is going to put people in a worse financial situation than they were previously in. I'm not for. And he ran on that. Like he ran on the economy. He ran on saying that grocery prices were going to be down, and
that has happened.
No.
Inflation is trending down. And by the way, Medicaid, we want to make sure that people who are not actual recipients or shouldn't be getting Medicaid are off of Medicaid so it can actually benefit more people. There is good stuff in that bill, though. You have the 2017 tax cuts that are made permanent, and that really is
Tax
for
cuts
everybody.
For who, though?
But that
Come on, man. For him to say, oh, come on now, the groceries, come on, groceries are down, bro. Like, I don't understand what he's talking about. Inflation is down. And what he's about to say, oh, tax is not for everybody, it's for everybody. What do you mean it's not gonna benefit us? It's gonna benefit everybody.
for everyone in this country is impacted by that. You also have things, by the way, like money going to school choice for parents all across this country. There is a lot of good that I think will come out of the big beautiful bill. But what about things like
right now people are hurting, and there was he
mean
campaigned
people are
on
hurting?
immediate change, day one change,
and
we
you
have,
don't think you felt any change? People aren't
No.
feeling change.
No.
Do you feel safer knowing that Iran will not have the ability to develop a nuclear weapon?
Iran?
Yeah.
Sure. I feel safe if you're telling me that a country won't have the ability to build a nuclear weapon.
Do you feel
Yeah.
better knowing our borders closed?
Yes.
Okay, so there
Absolutely.
have been some
don't
good
get me wrong.
things.
There's certain things that I absolutely, understood. Like, as far as, border security. But I understood border security for different reasons. Like, people were complaining about the border because they felt like people were coming into, the country and, taking jobs away from people in certain areas
Obviously.
and certain communities. And that is the conversation that I had been hearing, for the past year and a half prior to the election. I understand that. But I want to see the criminals and illegal immigrants, actually deported. Not
Well, that's
people,
happening.
Not people who are here, trying to go through the process of being in this country legally. Like when you see people actually getting deported and getting detained, and they're actually trying to go through the process of being American citizens, that's not right.
Well, we're allowing
Bro,
those people to leave.
Exactly. You're allowing those people to leave, then come back the right way. Not come in illegally, and then you talking about have them to be processed. No, they came in illegally, so that's why he's going to deport them back to their country. Like, what is he talking about right now?
They actually get money to leave, and then they get to reapply to come back here the right way. So
But leave and go where?
they go back to their home country, and then they
What
get
if
to
they've
apply.
What What do you mean leave and go where? Back to their country. Um, if you was born here and you came in illegally, you got to go back to your country. You got to get deported back to your country. Like, what is you talking about? I don't understand. What is he talking about right now? What is he talking about? What do you mean go back and go where?
What if they've never even been to that country?
Well, they have been to that country. That's where they came here from. But let me ask you this. Hold on.
Some of them haven't, though. A lot of them haven't.
I don't know about
I've seen
that.
a lot of cases of people getting deported.
Well,
back to places they've
some
never
went to
even
El Salvador who were from Venezuela, but those people have now been sent back to Venezuela. Let me ask you about how the Democrats.
Charlamagne. I don't know. Charlamagne bugging right now. I don't know what is he talking about? Unless you're talking about you know what? I'm not gonna. Yeah, he
have responded, though, in the first 6 months of this presidency. How do you rate their response? Because it feels like to a lot of people watching, they don't really have an alternative. And it's a lot of, we hate this because Donald Trump is trying to do it. What do you think of how they've reacted?
When you look at Democrats' approval rating in this country, when you look at Republicans' approval rating in this country, you see that Americans are just fed up with it all. Like, Democrats suck. We know that already, though. You know what I mean? So it's like, I knew that Trump would probably get in office again and fumble, but I also knew that Democrats wouldn't have.
My God, my guy. Pick what side you want to be on, Democrats or the Republican. Like, bro, what did you? Let me hear what else he got to say.
The team put together properly to recover the ball. So what you're seeing right now from just American people is just a backlash to everything. People want something different.
Well, when I was on your show back in, I think it was October of last year, you told me that you would have been happy to have.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna say this one time because it's like I don't understand what Charlamagne is talking about right now, but yeah, I'm trying my best to understand what is he what he talking about right now. But since day one, when Donald Trump was running his campaign, all the things that he said he was going to do, he's doing it right now, and that's only in 6 months? I think 6 months. I mean, like it's not even a year yet. It's I think 6 months or 7 months now. Like,
voted for Kamala Harris as the nominee for the Democrat Party. I want to ask you, do you still feel that way? Do you think she was the best representative and the best person for the Democrats in their chance to have a president this term?
Yes. I would have voted for. I mean, I did vote for President Kamala Harris.
That back
but
so
absolutely. Because I mean, if you look right now, she's looking pretty good because a lot.
The Democrat Party. I want to ask you, do you still feel that way? Do you think she was the best representative and the best person for the Democrats in their chance to have a president this term?
Yes, I would have voted for. I mean, I did vote for President Kamala Harris. But absolutely. Because I mean, if you look right, people want something different.
Well, when I was on your show back in, I think it was October of last year, you told me that you would have been happy to have voted for Kamala Harris as the nominee for the Democrat Party. I want to ask you, do you still feel that way? Do you think she was the best representative and the best person for the Democrats in their chance to have a president this term?
Yes, I would have voted for. I mean, I did vote for President Kamala Harris. But absolutely. Because, I mean, if you look right now, she's looking pretty good because a lot of the things that she said, President Trump would do, he actually did. And, I did a segment on The Daily Show, after he became president. And I was like, prove people wrong. Everything that everybody is saying about you, everything that they say you're going to do, all you got to do is simply not do. But he did it anyway.
Well, let me ask you.
Not like he was listening to me. I'm just simply saying.
He listens to everyone. He takes input from all around. So Kamala Harris, listen to this. She now says that she is not going to seek becoming governor of California. Here's her statement. She says, "For now, my leadership and public service will not be in elected office. I look forward to getting back out and listening to the American people, helping elect Democrats across the nation who will fight fearlessly and sharing more details in the months ahead about my own plan." Charlamagne, if you look at what Democrat primary voters think about some of the candidates, look at where Kamala Harris falls. She's number 2 right here behind Pete Buttigieg. Do you think she should run for president again?
I mean, she can do whatever she wants. I don't personally know if I would run for president if I was her. And if she does, she has to get a real connection with the people. I think that's something that she's always been missing. If you look at from 2020 to now, whenever you see her, it always seems like it's transactional, right? Like she ran for president, so she was trying to get, people's attention for that. Then she became vice president. Then she became the actual nominee. People have never seen the VP just out having a conversation, doing what she says she wants to do right there, which is just being of service to the people in that way. And I think she just needs to establish a real connection with the people. I think any of those candidates that are attempting to run need to establish a real connection with the people. And I think that you do it by doing things like this. Like, you have to show up to the Fox Newses of the world. You have to show up to the Joe Rogans of the world. Hell, I think that in 2028, really now, until 2028, they should have their own platforms. They should be launching their own podcasts.
Should she have done Joe Rogan?
She definitely should have done Joe Rogan. I told her that personally. But more importantly, I think now they should be launching their their own podcast. You know, like, you know, I got to give people like Gavin Newsom props. I got to give people like Nikki Haley props, even though I don't like Gavin Newsom's podcast. But the fact he has established his own platform, and the fact people like Nikki Haley have established their own platform, that is how you're going to connect with people moving forward.
Well, I was going to ask you, what advice would you overall give Democrats?
Look, man. Here's the thing, man. They could do whatever they want to do. They start a podcast. You see Gavin Newsom, his podcast. Only saw one episode of that, and yeah, they could do what. Like I said, they could do whatever they want to do. Is is that gonna connect to the people? Who knows? I like nobody don't trust the Democrats anymore. Like they lie all the time. They not really authentic. They just want to be they just want to be in social media so much. Like look at Jasmine Crockett and all these other people. That's what they worrying about. All they do is blade Donald Trump for anything, for everything. So you know what I mean? So they can't even give Donald Trump his props of him doing a lot of good things for this country. So like I don't know, like if they want to, they can do whatever they want to do with their podcast. Like, and then by the way, who want to listen to Charlamagne the God for a political advice anyway? He don't know too much about politics. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I watch his podcast sometimes, but nobody want to listen to his politics advice.
Sounds like for potential presidential nominees, you'd say they need to connect more with people. What overall advice would you give the party?
You got to throw the old regime completely under the bus. Like, you know, whoever is going to be leading the party moving forward, whoever says that they're going to be the face of the party moving forward, you got to be willing to throw that old regime we just saw under the bus. I read Jake Tapper's The Original Sin, right? So when a lie of that magnitude is told, and not just a lie that, you know, we all read about, a lie that we saw with our own ears and heard with our own eyes. And then, President Biden dropped out, when it was way too late. Like when you see that happen, you got to be willing to throw that old regime completely under the bus and say, hey, I am presenting something totally new.
Yeah, it's cool to hear that, but I don't think they want to do that anyway. So it's cool, yeah. But guys, thank you guys for continue watching my reaction videos. Subscribe to my channel, put a like to my channel, so I could put the YouTube algorithm could push my channel out there, man. And yeah, see you guys on the next one, man. Peace.